Hey guys, it's the Fujo Fairy here, coming at you with another video. Like I said, I'm trying to be back on track, making my 1 to 2 videos a week. So I'm here to do another one. For today's video, it's going to be a quick little manga review for a BL title that was recently released, I think last month in July, that I really enjoyed and I wanted to come here and talk about and recommend to you guys. It's a little different than the typical BL type stuff that we get, so I really enjoyed it, and I just want to get right into this video. For the manga I'm going to be talking about, it is Bad Boys Happy Home by who's it by? Story by Showa and art by Hiromasa Okojima. Here's a close-up. It was released by Sublime. As always, they always have these. I love the Sublime, what are they called? I forgot. Spines. I know some people don't really like it, but I actually kind of really like that they're all kind of the same. It doesn't matter like what title, like most of their spines are the same, which I really like. Especially it looks really nice on the shelf because it kind of looks all the same, so you kind of know which one is BL and which is not, kind of a shit. Also, this is explicit content, so it's 18 plus. If you're not 18 or older than 18, please do not read this. This is not meant for you. No offense. As always, I'm gonna read the synopsis in the back, go into my own little review, and then give my rating at the end. All right. Sometimes all it takes is a good fist fight to find true love. Life sucks. In high school, bad boy Akamatsu needs an outlet for his pent-up frustration. 7, a homeless guy living in the nearby park, is just the outlet. Akamatsu is just the outlet that Akamatsu is looking for. Soon, he finds himself heading to the park every day just to pick a fight, even though he never wins. So, when 7 ends up kicked out of his favorite sleeping spot, Akamatsu decides there's only one possible solution to retrain his fighting partner: invite 7 to live with him. So that's the first 2 chapters. Pretty much everything that the synopsis talks about is the first 2 chapters. The story revolves around 2 characters, Akamatsu, if I'm saying it right, and 7. 7, there's not an exact age that is given for 7. I'm guessing he's still young, but we're not exactly sure how old he is. But Akamatsu, I think, is 17 or almost 18, something like that. I think he's a 3rd year in high school, so he's a little bit older, which is good. I hope that 7 is also not that old, but I don't know exactly how old he is. All we know is that he's living on the streets, and Akamatsu is kind of, he has a lot of pent-up frustration and anger within him that he just needs to get out. And so every day after school, they meet at this park, and they fight with each other, and for the longest time, they just fought with each other. I don't think they even knew each other's name. I think it was just kind of like a mutual agreement between these 2, and they just fought every day. Akamatsu starts to have like a little interest in 7 and wondering why he's in the park all the time. He follows him around one day and finds out that he's doing his laundry outside, and then he sees him sleeping in one of there's like a tube, like a giant tube type thing that he sleeps within, and he's like, oh my god, this guy is homeless. He didn't really realize that he's homeless and living in the park, until one day he's ended up getting kicked out of this park from the other people around, and he feels kind of bad for him, and he tells 7, come stay at my place. I think you're a great person. I like fighting with you because fighting with you gets out a lot of my pent-up anger. 7 always wins these fights, by the way. He's a lot stronger and more skilled in fighting than Akamatsu, and so Akamatsu feels like he learns a lot from 7. So that's kind of like their relationship at the beginning. It's very yo bro type shit. I really love their 2 personalities. It's kind of different than the typical BL personalities. You know, it's not like the straight man in the comedic relief or anything like that. I mean, they're both really, really funny, and they have both these like quirky little things to them, but also they're very much real people. They feel like real people. When you read about them, they feel like real people. You know, like when you read a typical BL, you kind of know who's gonna be the bottom, who's gonna be the top. For this, it's not as simple as that. Both of them have, I guess, kind of outgoing personalities, and they're both really, really funny, and I really enjoy both of their personalities. A lot of this is comedy, especially in the beginning half of this volume. There isn't any inkling of any type of relationship at all, but even through the comedy, you kind of see that something's not right between these two. Akamatsu's living on his own. His mother comes every once in a while. She leaves a bag of food, but he doesn't want to talk to his mother. So you know there's something going on between him and his family. And Seven has these people who are after him, and you don't know exactly why they're after him. I'm going to keep this very spoiler free, so I'm not going to go into too much detail as to what exactly happens, because throughout the volume, you learn more and more about both the characters, and you end up really liking both of the characters a lot more. You could tell that Seven seems to have some serious trauma. There's something going on back there, some type of traumatic experience. I mean, the same thing with Akamatsu, but Seven said something in one of the scenes that you could tell that he was maybe abused or worse as a child or when he was younger. So there is some foreshadowing to deeper, more intense things going on between both of them. Both of them have some serious issues going on within themselves, and without, you know, conflict and stuff like that. But they find solace within each other. I think it's so cute. Like I said, the beginning half and even toward the middle, they're definitely more like dude bros than romantic, what's the word? Romantic, like a romantic couple. I don't know why I just got like super dark outside. Hey, sorry about that. I just opened the window to make it a little more brighter in here because it just got like really dark for some reason in this room. So like I was saying at the beginning, it's very much dude bros rather than romantic interests, but there's certain events that happen in which that friend type of thing kind of switches up a little bit. So I'm not going to say exactly what happens or anything more because I don't want to ruin it. But I really, really enjoyed this first volume. It was a different take on BL that we don't really get very often. You know, a lot of BL is either wholesome or straight up two people banging each other instantly. So it's not that per se. I feel like this is kind of more realistic-ish. You know, not exactly realistic, but the characters are more human-like, you know, their personalities, and you can relate to a lot of what both of these characters are kind of going through a little bit throughout the volume. But yeah, that's all I want to really talk about when it comes to this first volume. Just know I really, really enjoyed this. I give this a good 8.5 out of 10. I think it was a great first volume. The art is also really, really nice. You could tell that it's different from the typical BL. You know, not one of them is more feminine or more masculine. They're both kind of like the same. I think they're even like the same height. I could be wrong though. I don't know. There's no picture with both of them standing. But they're both pretty similar looking. Like I said, I'll show you some more. There's not more masculine or more feminine character. They're both very just masculine looking, and that comes down to the fact that the mangaka for this, I think both of them are male. So something that we don't get very often, or I could be wrong. This is just from a person who's been reading. Generally, we don't even really get the gender of most of the mangakas who write BL anyways. But this one specifically is 100% male. He's written other, I think he's written shonen series and seinen series. I'm trying to remember the names of them. I don't, but just look him up. They're both male, so you can just look them up. There's their names if you want to see, if you're interested in any of their other works. But it was really nice to see that, you know, someone who is a man who does things other than just BL can slowly get into BL, because I'm pretty sure this was his first BL series. I think he has 1 or 2 others that he's working on right now, which is great. I love this inclusion in that it's okay to be a man and write BL, and it's okay to write other series and also BL. I think that's great, and we need more of that in the BL community. You know, BL is just a genre, I mean, it's not even genre, it's just a different type of romance in my opinion. I don't really see it as its own thing. It's romance. I love romance. I love, you know, it doesn't really matter what the genders are at the end of the day. It's just a cute little romance between 2 people who end up falling in love, and like, people love reading that. The serotonin that you get from 2 people finally falling in love and kissing and doing all that stuff is, you know what I'm talking about if you're sitting here watching this video, because you know how it feels to read a good ass romance. I mean, it's just so good, and you get that feeling in this series, in this volume. So yeah, that's really it. That's all I kind of wanted to say about this. Highly recommend this for people who are looking for a little twist on a typical BL story. The 2 main characters are funny, they're quirky, they're cute, and you just want to hug them both because you know they've had some trauma in their lives and you just want to give them a big ass hug. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Quick, to the point, hopefully it's not too long, and yeah, have a great day and I'll see you around. Bye.